Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 8 and in this video, we will present the summary of our understanding on the article The Rise and the Fall of Management Accounting. This is our group member, consists of 5 people, which is me, Wan Muhammad Khairul Adnas bin Wan Abdul Fattah, Muhammad Akram Al-Amin bin Sahari Anwar, Muhammad Arif Shah bin Shahrizal, Muhammad Aziz Irsyad bin Zawani, and Muhammad Amir Razin bin Muhammad Saifuddin. So basically, it's about why the old system of management accounting doesn't really work anymore and why we need something new. So the problem is that the reports came out too late, too general, and sometimes even misleading. Instead of helping managers run the business, they are more for external reporting like annual statements. So managers don't get the info they actually need. So what is the issue? The first one is the system doesn't help productivity. Managers waste time on variance reports that don't reflect real operations and focus too much on outdated things like direct labor. The second one is product costs are often wrong. The method used is too simple. It's fine for financial reporting, but for decision making, it distorts costs that can lead to bad pricing and product mix decisions. The third issue is the system is too short-term. Because of the monthly profit and loss cycle, managers chase quick profit. They cut R&D, training, and maintenance, which hurts long-term growth. So, in short, the system ignores real value creation. It over-focuses on ROI and financial numbers, while things like innovation and technology get left behind. So, this is the challenge faced by management accounting. If we look today, businesses face global competition, fast innovation, and unstable prices. So, they need accounting info that is timely, accurate, and relevant to make better decisions. But the good news is, technology now makes information cheaper and faster to collect. This is the chance to redesign management accounting systems that are accurate, relevant, and timely, so managers can balance short-term and long-term success.
Management accounting as we know it today actually began during the Industrial Revolution in the 19th and 20th centuries. This was a time when industries were expanding rapidly and factories needed a way to keep track of their costs in a systematic way. The rapid industrial growth created the need for systematic cost tracking. Managers wanted to know exactly how much it costs to produce goods so they could stay competitive. The early objectives of management accounting were quite straightforward. First, to determine the product cost by breaking it down into materials, labor, and also overhead. Second, to ensure financial control in factories so owners and managers could keep waste and inefficiency under check. And third, to provide relevant information for managers to make better internal decisions. So essentially, management accounting was born as a response to industrial growth. It wasn't about external reporting yet. It was about helping managers measure and control resources within their factories.
So move on to the characteristic and the tool of the management accounting roots. So in the early stage of the management accounting had a few important characteristics. The most important one is that it was the internal in nature, which means the information was intentionally for the managers use only, not for outsiders or other external stakeholders. Another key feature is the focus on to cost control and efficiency, which means managers need to know not just how much things cost, but also how to manage their resources and avoid waste. So to do this, several techniques were developed and widely used in the current world. The first one is the standard costing techniques, which compares the expected cost of production with the actual cost, so managers can see if things are going as planned. The second one is budgeting, which helps managers plan ahead and allocate resources properly. And the third one is variant analysis, which look at the difference between what was planned and what's actually happened, so managers can understand problems and improve performance. And by doing these techniques, the impact of management accounting, which it gave managers more control over their factors and help them improve productivity and efficiency.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'll be presenting about the concept of loss of relevance in management accounting based on the article The Rise and Fall of Management Accounting by Johnson and Kaplan. Management accounting originally played a critical role in the early 20th century. It provided managers with timely and detailed information to control operations, measure efficiency, and guide decision making. In other words, it was directly relevant to daily business needs. However, as business grew more complex after the 1950s, the field failed to keep up with new challenges. Instead of innovating, the management accounting became more focused on external financial reporting for shareholders and regulators. This shift created what the authors call the loss of relevance. So, what does this mean? It means that management accounting information no longer supported managers in making strategic or operational decisions. For example, product costs were often distorted by outdated allocations method, and reports were delivered too slowly to be useful in a fast-changing environment. Managers increasingly had to rely on other tools like operations research, marketing data, and strategic planning models because traditional accounting reports were seen as too historical, narrow, and backward-looking. The authors also stressed that this irrelevance had serious consequences. Without reliable cost and performance information, companies risk making poor pricing decisions, misallocating resources, and losing competitiveness. In short, management accounting lost its original purpose, that is to help managers make a better decisions for the business. Johnson and Kaplan's critique later inspired new innovations such as activity-based costing and the balanced scorecard, which aim to restore relevance by linking accounting data more closely to strategy and operations. To conclude, the loss of relevance highlights an important lesson. Accounting must evolve with the needs of managers and the business environment. If it does not, the information it provides become more obsolete and decision makers will look elsewhere for guidance. Thank you.
Furthermore, let's look at the role of academics. For many years, university researchers were led astray by oversimplified models of business. They focused too narrowly on separating costs into fixed and variable components, often using the example of a one-product, one-process firm, where this approach looked elegant in theory, but it failed to reflect the reality of large organizations that produce hundreds of products through complex, multi-stage processes. Because of this gap, academic research contributes to improving real management accounting practices. Moreover, companies themselves continue to rely on outdated financial systems, what the article refers to as accounting for caravans. These systems were designed for early 20th century businesses, but managers in later decades found that often managing the company strictly by the numbers. Chief executives increasingly relied on short-term financial indicators like earnings per share and return on investment. The problem was that these measures ignored important cost drivers such as research and development, product design, training, and technology investment. As a result, decision-making became short-sighted and failed to capture the real economics of modern business. Finally, this leads us to the need for innovation. As product life cycles became shorter and more costs were incurred before production even began, traditional accounting measures became less and less useful. Direct production costs were no longer the main expense, so relying on outdated systems creates misleading signals. What organizations truly needed were innovative management accounting systems, the ones that could capture the full cost structure, support loan system
strategy and provides insights that go beyond simple financial numbers. Therefore, academics focus too much on theory, companies clung to old systems, and both miss the chance to adapt to changing realities. That's why innovation in management accounting became essential for businesses to stay competitive.
So, as a conclusion, management accounting rose because it helped businesses control costs and make better decisions. But it declined when it failed to keep up with changing business needs. The key lesson is that management accounting must keep evolving with new tools and strategies to stay useful in today's fast changing world.